I become interested in something for about 4 to 6 months, and I'm like all in, heavily interested. Dang, this is literally my new life path. I'm so pumped about it. And then 4.5 months in, I'm kind of like, I'm gonna make it. I'm done with this path. I see something else that's cool, and then it's like it goes from this to this to this to this, and so it's like that's one con of like niching down. Maybe this junk removal's awesome. I hope that you can stick with it and not be like, oh, I'm done with junk removal, or because these phases they hit me hard, and me and you kind of remind me of kind of each other of like. It's like I know some people that have done the same thing their whole life, and I'm like, that is definitely not me at
dude.
all. So, good luck to you on your dang niching, and hopefully you can still like be yourself, like you said, maybe adding a little bit of motivational stuff because you seem to be motivational, even for a motivation of your own self. But hopefully, I don't know. We'll see what the algorithm likes and doesn't like. It's always kind of like what to do, what to not do. But
Yeah, exactly. Real quick, how old are you?
22.
22, sweet young man. I like it. So, just same thing to save you tons of time. It's like if you look at the bigger picture, like just because you niche down on something like social media doesn't mean you have to niche down in your life. So. Social media is only such a small fraction of what we do, and so on right there on my door are custom clothes. Like I'm a fashion designer too. Like I'm an artist as like an artist. Like I make music, I paint, I like to design. And I got a sewing machine right here. Like
Sweet.
I'm a creative is what I would truly consider myself. Like I am a business owner. I am business minded. I am an entrepreneur. But like truly, I think I'm just like an artist. I'm a creator, and so I'd be lying if I said I love doing all this business stuff as far as like the day in, day out taxes and learning about all this stuff, but I know that it's going to get me where I need to be so that I'm able to then one day focus on my true passions and what I love. So if you look at anybody like can't use a Tiger Woods or like a LeBron because, they definitely probably only do that. But if you look at someone like Drake, like he's not in the studio 24/7 like music. Like he has a life and his niche. And so on Degrassi, his niche was acting, and then even then he didn't just act. He had stuff in the works, and he did music on the side. And then one day he's like, okay, music is the new niche, but he still has a life and all these things in between. And so my advice, I don't think everybody needs to niche down 100%. But I was telling Nate, I view podcasts as its own as like a niche. So like being you're known as someone that does podcasts, that is a niche. So you have the ability in that niche to pretty much cover any topic, but you are in the podcast niche. But
that's true.
Yeah. So it's like, everybody calls that, I have it written here, is, shiny, Nate touched on a little bit too, is like shiny object syndrome, and it's like everything, shit starts getting real tough, or you're like, you kind of get bored and you're like, I like that idea, maybe you should try that. And then you end up like, if you just would have pushed through the boredom or the tough phase, then it literally could have opened you up to a whole new, like it could have opened your mind completely to something you didn't realize.